Hello viewers, and thank you for joining us on the 6:30 p.m. news. We are live from Yaoundé, Cameroon's political capital. And coming up tonight, journalists from across Cameroon are set to converge in the seaside city of Limbe in the southwest region of Cameroon, beginning tomorrow as the Cameroon Association of English-Speaking Journalists, known by the acronym CAMASEARCH, holds its 2026 Annual General Assembly, a three-day gathering aimed at strengthening professional standards, celebrating journalistic excellence, and shaping the future of English language media in the country. And also in this edition, behind the scenes of Cameroon's economy, a powerful yet little-known institution drives nation's or national financial engine. The Cameroon Debt Recovery Corporation, often unseen by the public eye, plays a critical role in mobilizing resources that keep government projects alive and the nation moving forward. These are the stories that will lead us on the evening news on B News 1 from Yaoundé. We develop this and more in a moment. It's my pleasure having you on tonight's edition of the Evening News live from Yaoundé. My name is Fabrice Ketinga, and the news begins right now. Often little known to the general public, the Cameroon Debt Recovery Corporation, DRC, nonetheless plays a strategic role in mobilizing public resources tasked with recovering debts owed to the state, public institutions, and certain banks. The DRC relies on proven expertise and specific legal powers to carry out its mission. An insight look at a key financial mechanism of public finance. Jackie Nyebeli has been finding out the debt recovery, or has been talking to officials of the debt recovery corporations, and put together the following report. We are having indication from the technical room that that report will come during the subsequent, during the latter part of tonight's newscast. Now, the Cameroon Association of English-Speaking Journalists will hold its annual General Assembly beginning tomorrow, Thursday, January 29 to Saturday, January 31, 2026 in the seaside city of Limbe, Southwest region. Top on the agenda will be the adoption of the new CAMASEARCH institution or constitution, as you hear in the following report. The Cameroon Association of English-Speaking Journalists or CAMASEARCH will hold its annual General Assembly in the seaside resort city of Limbe from Thursday, January 29 to Saturday, January 31, 2026. According to organizers, this year's assembly will focus on the review and adoption of the association's constitution, which aims to strengthen internal governance and professional standards among English language journalists in Cameroon. The event will also feature the CAMASEARCH Award, recognizing journalists who have excelled in reporting, investigative work, and ethical journalism. A gala football match and other social activities are also scheduled as part of the three-day program, providing opportunities for networking and camaraderie among media professionals. This year, the assembly has been organized under the theme, United in Purpose, Shaping Tomorrow's Journalism Today. Organizers say the theme reflects the collective desire to foster unity, professional development, and innovation in Cameroonian journalism. CAMASEARCH officials believe the gathering would not only celebrate achievements in the media industry, but also chart a roadmap for the future, particularly in promoting high standards, accountability, and ethical reporting. Journalists from across the country are expected to attend, making this one of the most important professional gatherings of the year for the English language media sector in Cameroon. For CAMASEARCH, the assembly is more than a meeting. It is a platform for collaboration. For CAMASEARCH, the assembly is more than a meeting. It is a platform for collaboration, learning, and planning, aimed at shaping the future of journalism in Cameroon and ensuring that the profession remains vibrant, credible, and united. The Cameroon Association of English-Speaking Journalists was created in 1995 to bring together English-language journalists across Cameroon. The association serves as a professional body that advocates for media freedom, ethical journalism, and the development of journalists. Over the years, CAMASEJ has grown in membership and influence, becoming a key platform for training, networking, and recognizing journalistic excellence, including through its annual awards and general assemblies.
Here now is the national president of objectives of the General Assembly.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jude Biban, the national president of the Cameroon Association of English-Speaking Journalists, CAMASEJ. I am inviting you to be part of our annual General Assembly to take place in Limbe from January 29th to the 31st. We're going to review our constitution so that it can embrace today's challenges in the profession. We are also going to have an award night to recognize outstanding storytellers in different categories. This is a measure for us to encourage best practices in our profession. We are also going to relax, shake off stress, and that's why we are proposing a caravan on the streets of the seaside town of Limbe. We are also going to play football and not only comment football. We are also going to recognize our partners, those who have supported us, who have made it possible for us to be able to carry out capacity building, for us to be able to support journalists, to carry out advocacy for the protection of journalists. The goal is for us to come out with an association that has a clearer mission and a clearer vision. Come, let us shape tomorrow's journalism today.
In one of our top stories, often little known to the general public, the Cameroon Debt Recovery Corporation nonetheless plays a strategic role in mobilizing public resources tasked with recovering debt owed to the state, public institutions, and certain banks. The DRC relies on proven expertise and specific legal powers to carry out its mission. An inside look at a key mechanism of public finance. Details with Jackie Nyebele.
Of increasing pressure on public finances, every franc counts. For the state of Cameroon, the effective recovery of state receivables has become a major issue of financial governance. It is within this framework that the Debt Recovery Corporation, DRC, operates, serving as the state's operational arm in the public debt recovery. Created to address a specific challenge, the DRC has gradually established itself as a specialized institution equipped with strong technical and legal expertise in the field of debt recovery.
SRC has some traditional missions which concern the bank and commercial recovery since more than 4 decades now. Then we have some new missions. The one that has been put in place since I think 2020 with the modification of our decree. We have judicial asset recovery. To make it clear, all those who have been sentenced in court and the state has some in favor of the state, we have the duty to recover those assets, not only in Cameroon but around the world.
This expertise enables the DRC to handle sensitive cases, sometimes long-standing and often complex, yet crucial to public treasury management. At the core of the DRC's missions lies a central objective to convert theoretical claims into actual revenue for the state, thereby strengthening public finances and supporting the implementation of government policies. A demanding and methodical field operation combining negotiation, legal enforcement, and rigorous administrative follow-up. To ensure the effectiveness of this mandate, the Debt Recovery Corporation (DRC) is vested with specific powers derived from public authority, in particular the Treasury privilege.
Mechanisms that we put in place to recover those assets. I think that's what we can say. As from now, SSA, as far as judicial recovery are concerned, we have many property around the world that we have seized, that have been confiscated. We have plantations, you have commercial that we have seized, and we have some bank account that have been seized. So that's what we can say about our work here. We are on the field, we are on the ground, we have personnel and material to carry out our mission, daily mission.
This legal and operational prerogative enabled the DRC to position itself as a central player in the national debt recovery framework, capable of acting swiftly where conventional procedures often fall short. Proven expertise, a strategic mandate, and special enforcement powers all explain why the DRC remains a key actor in the recovery of state receivables. At a time of public finance rationalization, placing trust in the DRC also means strengthening the state's capacity to mobilize resources and sustainably finance public policies.
On to something else, the National Gendarmerie has begun the new year with a clear sense of direction as its leadership outlines priorities for 2026 following an assessment of the security operations during the 2025 presidential election. Our lady on that beat is Micheline Bilova.
The roadmap of the National Gendarmerie was officially presented during a special flag hoisting and arms taking ceremony held at the headquarters of the National Gendarmerie in Yaoundé. The ceremony, which marked the start of the new year, was chaired by the Secretary of State to the Minister of Defense in charge of the National Gendarmerie, Galaxy Toga. During the event, the year 2025 was reviewed, with particular emphasis on security operations carried out during the presidential election, described by authorities as a period that tested the professionalism and vigilance of the corps. The ceremony also served as a platform to outline the 2026 roadmap, focusing on discipline, operational readiness, and the consolidation of public security across the national territory.
I am completely humbled and honored, overwhelmed with joy actually this particular day of today. Because when our boss took up, to tell us, to give us, first of all, a balance sheet of our activities for 2025 and a roadmap for 2026, in short, we were so happy with the balance sheet he gave concerning our activities for 2025 and our roadmap for 2026. So today is really a joyous day for us and a day of reflection on how to handle the next year.
Officials say the orientation given at the start of the year is expected to guide the actions of the National Gendarmerie in addressing emerging security challenges.
Some very, very serious news. Families across Cameroon are watching their children slip into addiction as drug abuse rises sharply among teenagers, foiled by the spread of a dangerous drug called Caillou. Experts say the drug is leaving devastating consequences. And in the following report, we opine that very urgent actions are needed to save the leaders of tomorrow.
Drug abuse is rising at an alarming rate among young people in Cameroon, affecting both boys and girls and destroying lives at an early age. Hard workers and community leaders say addiction is tightening its grip on the youth, with many families watching helplessly as teenagers fall into substance dependence. A particularly disturbing trend is the emergence of a new and dangerous street drug locally known as Caillou. The substance, surrounded by shocking claims about its composition, is rapidly gaining notoriety in urban neighborhoods. Users who become dependent on the drug often deteriorate quickly, both physically and mentally, and are commonly referred to on the street as junkies due to the severe nature of their addiction.
Bones are being exhumed and this stuff called caillou is being produced. And it is now from there, it is disseminated, it is distributed, and people are smoking and inhaling. What do you expect? They are going to not only run into health hazards, they are also going to run into psychological problems. Many of them go nuts. Many go nuts. Many die instantly. Many go nuts. They get mad. They get unstable. They get bizarre.
After extensive observation and clinical encounters with affected youths, some medical professionals warn that caillou may be among the most harmful hard drugs currently circulating in these communities. They report cases of rapid health decline, severe psychological effects, and increased risk-taking behavior among users. Beyond the health crisis, there are also growing public concerns about enforcement. Some local residents allege that certain law enforcement officers turn a blind eye to drug activity in non-smoking spots, with accusations that bribes or informal payments sometimes allow the trade to continue unchecked.
It has become so normal to see addicts all over our streets, youths at that. These drugs are badly taking away our youths. I mean like badly. They are destroying them. If you see into it, crime wave is increasing on a daily. It is skyrocketing. These hard drugs are very expensive, that is one thing. And these consumers really don't have jobs. The only thing they need to do is either pickpocketing or they go around harassing people. They steal, that is by every means. They need to have money to get their drugs.
These claims remain allegations, but they reflect deep frustration within communities who feel the fight against drugs is not being taken seriously enough. Experts say tackling this growing crisis would require more than just arrest. They are calling for stronger prevention programs in schools, rehabilitation support for addicts, tighter control of drug supply networks, and greater accountability in enforcement.
Yet the problem is not those addicts. The problem is drug dealers, suppliers, the people supplying the drugs into our society. They are the main problem here, because you take a man who is already an addict, you go, you keep him in cell maybe for 2-3 days, you take 25,000 from him, you release him back into this, you have solved nothing.
Now we stay in line with that story of how drugs is destroying the future of Cameroonian youth. To say that Cameroonian blogger and social media influencer Timbo Jones has urged authorities and municipal administration in the southwest region of Cameroon to launch a crackdown on drug dealers. He opines that these drug dealers are facilitating the destruction of young people in the society. Let's have an excerpt.
They are caused by, broken families, failure in parental upbringing, lack of proper moral instruction, both in the home and in school institutions. So I think that looking at the happenings today in Cameroon, the growing indecency among youths in our schools and in our neighborhoods is a clear indication that there is a failure from the family altar, from the family level to the educational system and even to the society at large. So we have a responsibility as a church to teach people how to raise children. It is a serious need in the church discipleship curriculum nowadays. If we will correct this mistake and what we are already seeing, we have to go and correct it from the root causes. If we discipline and punish these children without introducing them to Christ, without making them discover their identity, without healing their broken hearts, without healing their hidden wounds, then punishment alone will not suffice to stop juvenile indecency and delinquency in our schools and in the society.
I can say this issue of decay does not begin only from the school milieu. Parents seem to have pushed all the work to the school, especially onto the guardians and counselors, because when these kind of children are discovered in school, the work it is the responsibility of the guardian counselor. So now, what we need to know as parents and as educators, we should try to study our children from home, see what they can do. That is their attitude, what they are actually doing, their characters. Parents should know their children. Parents should not abandon the work of parentalhood in the hands of guardians and counselors or in the hands of teachers. Because we have come to realize that most of these issues do not start, they don't begin in school. For example, a child leaves from home and gets to school with cocaine in the bag, or what they call marijuana, and teachers get to discover it on their own. At times, you invite parents to school, convocate them to school to talk to them about these children. You realize that they themselves don't even know.
The faculty of the Ministry of Public Service and Administration Reform, MINFOPRA, hosted a moving scene on Tuesday, January 27, illustrating how digital reform can change lives. Beyond technology, a powerful human story emerged that Mr. Bello Nuhu Ibrahim, a teacher whose career took a positive turn thanks to the modernization of public administration. Visually impaired and a history teacher at the Bilingual High School of Bafoussam, Mr. Bello, a graduate of the ENC Bambili, experienced the concrete benefits of digitalization. Through an automatic notification from the ERG system, integrated computerized workforce and payroll management application, he was informed in real time of the availability of his degree of integration and the search of his salary payments. The efficiency confirmed digitalization at MINFOPRA is now a practically reality, delivering dignity and relief to public servants. Present at the ministry to collect his official document, he was received with professionalism and care, in line with the people-centered public service vision promoted by Minister Joseph Lay. Special attention was given to the teacher, reflecting MINFOPRA's commitment to inclusively and usually friendly administration. During the exchange, heartfelt tribute was paid to His Excellency Paul Biya, President of the Republic of Cameroon, whose inclusive vision continues to guide public policy, a youth parliamentary ambassador of Mororo community, and a survivor of 2 kidnappings. As he received his integration degree from Minister Joseph Lay, Mr. Bello encouraged young people, particularly those living with disabilities, to pursue education as a pathway to national service. Binfopra officially invites him to serve as an ambassador of the egg system within his community. This moment sends a clear message: a modern, digital and inclusive public administration is not only possible, it is already taking shape in Cameroon.
In the Nonga-Mantung divisions, where efforts to combat waste management challenges in that municipality has received a major boost with the presentation of a modern waste collector truck by the Nkambe Council, signaling a strong commitment to environmental sustainability, as Benjamin Afanyu reports.
Inhabitants of Nkambe municipality in Donga-Mantum division of the Northwest region are celebrating a milestone taken by the Nkambe Council to address waste management challenges in the municipality. The occasion marked the official presentation of a brand new modern waste collector truck by the Mayor of Nkambe Council, Shea Musamfo, as part of ongoing efforts to improve sanitation and protect public health. Residents and council officials have applauded the initiative, describing it as a practical and timely response to growing waste disposal need in the municipality. The truck is a symbol of the council's commitment to building a cleaner and healthier Nkambe. Mayor Shameful explained that this acquisition forms part of a broader strategy to the council to strengthen waste management systems and improve the quality of life for residents.
To Nkambe, clean habit, clean city. Here we have this new arrival, which is a wonderful dump truck for waste management, and this is the result of our 2024 Clean City prize when Nkambe came second nationally, and we worked very hard, and now we can see that we are modernizing our city by having.
According to officials, the funds used to purchase this truck came largely from the prize won after Nkambe emerged second cleanest nationwide in 2024 Clean City contest, an achievement that recognized the council's consistent effort in maintaining cleanliness. Over the years, Nkambe has remained among the cleanest localities in the country, and the presentation of a modern waste collector truck is another decisive measure to combat waste and promote sustainable development in the municipality.
In church news tonight, Christians of the Reform Overcomers Chapel in Bamenda have held a special church service to thank President Paul Biya for authorizing their church. Recently, the head of state Paul Biya signed a decree authorizing 8 Pentecostal churches. The General Overseer of Reform Overcomers Chapel says they will continue to pray for the success of Paul Biya and his family, as we share in the following report.
President Paul Biya has signed a series of presidential decrees authorizing several religious associations, including the Reform Overcomers Chapel in Bamenda, to operate legally in the country. The move grants these organizations official recognition under national laws governing religious bodies and requires their registration and publication in the official Gazette of the Republic of Cameroon. According to official government releases, 8 religious associations were authorized through the decree signed by President Paul Biya on January 23, 2026. The General Overseer of the Reform Overcomers Chapel organized a special sermon to thank President Paul Biya.
The Reform Overcomers Chapel, we lack words to tell the head of state, and we as a church, our words can hardly be enough to thank Papa Paul Biya. We'll be praying for him, we'll be praying for his family, that God will keep him in health, God will keep him in strength, God will grant him many more wisdom, and God will grant strength to his whole family and health, that the awesome task to which he's been called to pilot the ship of state, God will see him through.
This authorization is significant because obtaining presidential approval is a formal requirement in Cameroon for churches, and other religious organizations to operate legally, a process that has historically been strict and complex. The reason why the Christians celebrated this milestone achievement through praise and worship.
In the Alliance of Sahel States, Mali has announced plans.
Let's end on a foreign note where Mali has announced plans to produce civilian explosives locally, aiming to support mining and reduce under dependence on imports. We have the development of these stories and more with Micheline Bilowa in the Foreign News Roundup.
In the Alliance of Sahel States, Mali has announced plans to begin the local production of civilian explosives, mainly for use in mining and public works. Authorities say the move aims to reduce dependence on imports, secure supplies, and support economic activity, while ensuring tighter state control. The government insists the explosive will be strictly regulated and used only for civilian purposes, as the country continues to restructure key strategic sectors amid security and sovereignty concerns. In Zambia, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has approved the latest review of the country's loan program, unlocking a new tranche of funding. The IMF praised progress on debt restructuring, fiscal discipline and economic reforms. Zambian authorities say the approval will help stabilize public finances and support growth, though challenges remain, including inflation and social pressures linked to subsidy reforms. In the United Kingdom, Diezani Alison Madueke, Nigeria's former oil minister and former president of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, is facing trial on corruption charges. British prosecutors accuse her of receiving millions of dollars in bribes linked to oil contracts during her time in office. She has consistently denied the allegations. The case is closely watched in Nigeria, where
It's the end of the news from Yaoundé. Fabiola Chama will be here at 7:30 p.m. for the latest edition of the news in the French language. My name is Fabrice Kedinga. Until we meet again, God bless Cameroon. Good night.